I'm Lisa Gardner. I'm a psychotherapist in Darien, Connecticut, and I have been asked to briefly address some tips for adults and individuals and the possible emotional impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and how to cope with them. I apologize. I have some notes. I'm just going to briefly look at them while I do this just to make sure I'm hitting all the points I want to hit. So how do we deal with social distancing? This term's a little misleading because the physical distancing is obviously really important, but the social aspect of connection and maintaining that is really important in emotional health. So how do we maintain these relationships with people when we have to physically distance from them, or conversely, the people we're isolating with, given the monotony and the boredom and the stress and the fear and being cooped up for such a long period of time. So just know that in this situation, anxiety is normal. And the problem is that excess anxiety can lead to depression or other behaviors that we don't want to be engaging in. So how do we overcome that and cope with it? Cope with this normal anxiety in a healthy way. And the first way to think about this is, what can we control and what can't we control? So the things we can control come under the heading of how do we create a structure for our day? What do we eat? When do we eat it? How do we exercise? Who do we interact with online or in person? So to schedule virtual dates with people, if you don't know how to use a platform like Skype or Zoom or FaceTime, maybe make that a goal for yourself, a way to teach yourself how to do that, maybe teach your friends how to do that, and have a virtual coffee with them. So the things we can't control, specifically here, we're talking about the outcome of having this virus in our midst. How long will it last? What will be the impact on our family and community are all things that we have no control over, other than how do we, at this point, socially distance ourselves. Physically distance ourselves. So some practical ways to deal with the anxiety that comes up. And really, you're trying to maintain yourself in the present moment. Anxiety takes us to the future or to the past. So how do we stay in the present? A major way is to slow your breathing down. Notice when the anxiety is taking over, things speed up. Slow yourself down. So just to slow your breathing is a great way to handle some of that. Get yourself out into nature. Get some exercise. Go for a walk if you can possibly do that. Journal is a great activity, especially right now, I think. Practice gratitude. What do you have right now that you really appreciate and you're grateful for? Read a book, have a cup of tea, take a long hot bath. Find some ways to help calm yourself when the anxiety gets to be too much. The other thing that anxiety can lead us to do is to ruminate about things. So if you find yourself, for example, watching news programs all day long, how do you slow that down? Limit yourself to one news program or two news programs during the day and let the rest go. How do you react to this stress and the confinement? What is it that you're finding most challenging? Working from home or caring for the kids or simply being confined? And how do you react to that in a way that you'd rather change? When you're feeling overwhelmed, do you withdraw? Do you get more irritable? So if you withdraw, find ways to reach out to people in ways that will feel rewarding, or to help someone else. If you have an elderly neighbor, for example, can you go out and pick up groceries when you go to the food store? Or if you get really irritable and you find yourself snapping at people, how do you just slow that down? Realize it's the stress of the moment, apologize, and find a better way to express whatever it is that you're going through. So you get kind of a redo, ask for a redo on that. Really, everybody, but especially couples. I have couples I'm working with now who have actually found this time to be a way they can slow themselves down and reconnect with each other in ways they find themselves appreciating each other's qualities in ways they hadn't for a while. So how do you do that? How do you Notice what you like best, what you enjoy most, what you admire most, what you appreciate most in your partner, and express that to them. The other thing you don't want to do right now, though, is to make any major life decisions if you can possibly avoid it. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you're not coping well, if you need more help, I would urge you to reach out to one of the many wonderful therapists we have in Darien and the surrounding area. A friend who's been to a therapist, your physician, could all be people you could ask about who they've seen and who they'd recommend you go see. Most of us are working online now, so that it would be easy to connect with someone who could give you more help if you're feeling you need some. And remember, this will pass. I have a colleague, and she and her husband got the virus and are recovering. As they've been feeling better, they've been making online videos. It turns out they're both performers. So they're doing these funny videos and trying to support the rest of the community and are coping our way through this. If you have any more questions, I urge you to go to the Town of Darien website. And I wish you all the best and hope that you get through this in as healthy a manner as you can. Take care.